All right, next we got the coach of Ole Miss, and everybody knows who he is, Lane Kiffin. The documentary Lane was amazing. When you watched it, man, like what did you think? Because obviously you take all of these snippets and all these different parts of your life and you kind of put it together, man. But like, I guess what were you most proud of that people got to see?
Yeah, it probably sounds crazy. I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see the beginning. We were going down to a walkthrough, and it is a strange feeling, just like the trailer. It's like, okay, yeah, you lived it, but some of it seems so long ago. It's almost like, did it really happen? Because there's so many just crazy things that have kind of happened in my life, and so
Crazy.
um, but my goal was, first off, I didn't, it wasn't my idea to do it. They approached me and I just said, okay, I'll do it. And hopefully my story can help some people that are going through things, or even young coaches, like to make sure, like, hey, don't make the same mistakes I did. Place a really big importance early on family, so that you don't regret it later on.
So that's awesome. That's so great, and that's one of the things I've admired about you over the years, man. Just to watch you change and morph, but still be the guy that has fun, like and not take the game too serious. Like I love you sitting there talking about pickleball with your guys too, because pickleball is not exercise. Like it is not. That does not, especially when you're playing doubles. Like that doesn't even come remotely count as exercise.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's just fun because it gives us a chance to compete and a chance to be, especially the players, because they all think they're going to be good and they're not any good. So it's awesome for us as coaches to go out there, hang out with a couple like receivers last week that think they're going to be good, Trey and Deuce, and then we like beat them 11-0.
Smack. I heard you and Jaxson were quite the duo.
Yeah, we would play against each other a lot. Like, so not as much on the same team, but it was fun playing against him and our tight end Priestcorn, and me and my partner Sawyer, one of our coaches. We had a huge match one night. Like everybody was there. It was under the lights, man. It was like a prime time matchup. 5 games set, and we swept them 3-0. So it was awesome.
You don't do the Saban approach though. With all those years, Saban the basketball approach was like all the good players on one side. It seemed to be on Nick's side. You don't do that. You don't stack it, do you?
Yeah, I never went to. That wasn't in the documentary, but they should have asked Coach Saban. I never went to staff basketball at Alabama because the first day when they're like, "Oh, come on over," like, "Yeah, Coach puts people on certain teams, and like he's not going to let you guard him, and he can't block his shot and stuff." I'm like, I ain't playing with that. That's those rules, the Saban rules.
Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble. When the last time Georgia played Bama was at Georgia, excuse me, was 2015. Like, how has the text thread with all of you guys changed since 2015 now with all the different coaches and new spots and where you're at?
Yeah, I think kind of like the message last night or yesterday when I was on a podcast, and it was like, you don't know what's going to happen with your life, and I think that mine's a really good example of that. What you think may be good or may be bad, just reserve judgment because you really don't know. And years later, you'll probably figure out it all happened for a reason. And so that's a crazy one to think where we are in 2015 and where everybody is now, and we're on group text, and now Sark's in the SEC, Kirby meets. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Now, when you look at like this week and this matchup for you guys, what everybody had on their bingo card, Trinidad Shambles playing quarterback. Like everybody knew that was going to be part of it. Like that, nobody even talked about that preseason. But Lane, man, watching that kid, like flatliner, the ability to run, like it's been impressive to watch. And I feel like when you got a kid like that, and you get who wasn't here, throughout your career that you had time to shape and mold. How important is it to have that headset that Charlie can talk to him, and you guys go so fast and like, so how much is that? How much do y'all get to talk to him pre-snap before the play and kind of help him with all the things that have been going on?
Yeah, a lot. I think that has, been a major change in college football, and it's not talked about. I don't care that it's not talked about, but at least for us, we use that a lot. And Charlie does a phenomenal job with our quarterbacks. Helped last year, Jaxson having it. It really is amazing to be able to communicate so much with them, and it allows them, in my opinion, to play earlier. And for someone like that wasn't even here in the spring, for him to have someone helping all the time, just when you haven't had as many reps as people that have been there a long time. I think back to just having Jalen Hurts as a freshman and how great he did. Imagine if we could tell him before, what the
Where
play
you're hot off of.
reminder. Yeah, hey, it looks like this guy's coming, man. Hey, Harold Perkins is coming. Better slide the protection over there.
Yeah, that boy fast. He good. When you look at the LSU defense, what sticks out? I'm not talking about from any other vantage point or any social media clips, but what sticks out on the other side of the football?
See ball, get ball. I mean, that's what I said it Tuesday, not knowing I was coming on here with you. And I said Tuesday, man, watching film, man, if the ball goes that way, they are flying that way. So it is see ball, get ball, and they did a really good job. And Brian Kelly's talked about, that they went out and invested a lot, spent a lot of money, and it shows defensively. 3 portal starters on the D line, 3 DB starters, some of the highest priced guys in America, which is kind of the age that we're in. This is why LSU's third and has a phenomenal roster. They did a great job recruiting high school, as always there. As last 3 head coaches won national championships. And now they've added with the portal these pieces. So this is a really big challenge. This is like the old LSU defenses.
Yep. And so, like, how do you – they also like to blitz as much as anybody in the country. So, like, how do you now take that and how do you use your tempo? And how do you use – not specifically, but, like, I think the most annoying thing in football is to keep up with tempo. Like, I can't – what pissed me off the most, Lane? I couldn't even celebrate a sack. That pissed me off. Like, so how do you use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I think a lot. It's funny you say that. I learned this tempo spread thing really from the Bryles, from our Kindle came down and obviously got it from his dad. Yep. And I remember one of our first games, there was a sack and he calls a super fast play. Everybody's sprinting back to go. And I'm like, this just feels weird. And he's like, I ain't letting them guys celebrate. So I think he got that from his daddy. So there was a reason behind it.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because then you got to run back, so fast. It literally, I was like, y'all take my breath away. You make me play more timid. You make me play less coverages, and I can't celebrate with my guys. Like that's super annoying. It's hard to deal with, man. But when you look at social media, I love that you embrace social media. I love that you're okay going on that. I think you should consider reaching out to Elon Musk and officially being recognized, somehow, because you don't take yourself too serious. You're able to say things like, where does that come from, man? Why are you willing to do that? And other coaches are worried about the reactions.
I've always approached social media. It wasn't a huge plan by any means. It's just I kind of get to be normal. You get to be, I respond like a normal person would, and so many coaches just over years are in the coach speak, but that's also how they do interviews too. I just think it really doesn't have anything to do with winning and losing. So, why not just kind of show people your real self and have fun too with it. Yeah. And I know our fans love it. So,
I think everybody loves it.
A lot of your job is to please your fans. And so our fans have a blast with it.
I'm here for all the petty, by the way. It's your job, everybody else's job to always to stop it and worry about the things you say. As long as you're respectful. But Jaxson Dart, we talked about him earlier. He is now going to start his first game. What do you think about him and going to the NFL and being around him? Because I called him last year my spirit animal, Lane. I love the way the dude competes. Nothing's too much for him. He'll run you over. He'll do what it takes. To just love his demeanor in a world where everybody's always wanting to be liked. He's like, no. Do your blanking job.
Yeah, he's awesome. And credit to his family. His parents just did a great job. Their whole family's like that. It's just awesome people to be around. Like you say, spirit animal. Just people you want around. And Jaxson, the time that he takes for little kids, or teammate on defense that's a backup, and it's so genuine and real. That's how he won the team. He didn't win the team by, speeches, any of that. It's who he is. It's what he does, when he first got here, and Knox was here one time, my son, he'd take him to lunch. And I was like, man, is he trying to impress the head coach? He's not. He's just pouring into people.
Yeah. When you look back on your coaching career, man, all the people you've spent time with, who are the people that you've taken the most stuff from? Like, I know you're you, which is awesome, but like, who are some spots along the way that you took a little bit of this, a little bit of that to really evolve into who you are? You talked about the tempo with Bryles, like, but like, what else? What other part of coaching have you stolen?
Well, I was raised with my dad, so much there.
Did he get mad that you were an offensive coach and not a defensive coach?
No, he loved it, and so I was able to utilize all the stuff he taught me that would hurt the defense, and then being with Pete Carroll, and then next Nick Saban. So I mean that trifecta right there of information is kind of a cheat code to defenses. So just fortunate to be in that, and then I really modeled, like, as I was growing up, I wanted to be Steve Spurrier, and so like that type of offense, the visor, kind of some press conferences. So
say what you feel, say what you want.
Yeah, maybe that's where it comes from. The old ball coach.
The thing we talked about, like Alabama and Georgia, Nick's lost, or Kirby's lost 19 games as a head coach. 6 of them are to Alabama. And Spurrier, when I was there at Georgia, like, he was kicking our tail, like, and he was chirping about it. And then I talked about it, like, coming into the weeks, like Coach Rick and the coaches, them booty holes were tight, man. Like, it was a different week. Like, how do you avoid against that stuff when you're going to play in a moment in a big game like that, to bring the juice, to have the fun and be you?
I just think our players know that's what they're going to get from me, and that's how I am. And when you come here, you're going to get a really aggressive head coach. We're going to go for it on 4th down more than anybody, run tricks, stuff. But that's because we tell the players we believe in them. We believe in them to make the plays. We're not going to be safe and conservative, and just hope that they don't make the plays. So that's really how we run our whole program. Our players know it's a players program, and they're going to get every opportunity to go win these big games.
We saw so much of the past in football too, man. Like, how much, like, watching yourself and USC and those days, Tennessee, like, dude, how much is the game different now than it was back then?
Yeah, it's so different. I always think the offensive stuff, just where we are now and what we do now, and the no huddle and the tempo and the splits. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of life. You usually learn as you go, but this thing I do always think, like when they showed him Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart highlights, and I was like, I've said it to him before, man. Imagine if we had tempo and we didn't huddle back then.
Oh my gosh,
it would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would not have been fun. All right, so we'll wrap it up, man. How's Juice? Is his levels okay? We're good to go.
Yeah, he's good. Juice. We deal with Juice's ego a little bit. For those that don't know, Juice the dog, and on game day, everybody wants pictures with him and everything. So sometimes we got to humble him a little bit. He's young, so I kind of feel like he's kind of like me at Tennessee. He just thinks, hey, just go in there, and, I can do whatever.
So you can relate to him. But how cool was it too, man? Actually, well, how cool is it having Knox with you now too? Like, having your son with you. Like, I got to come to a little bit and do to a camp this summer, and I saw him out there spinning around. He's got a good arm too. Like, he looked good, looked the part as well. But how nice is it having him close nearby now with football, and that relationship that you had with your dad now? Like, okay, I get to do this with him.
Yeah, I'm just so blessed for him to be here, and it's awesome. We were just in walkthrough, and I had our horn guy that stands by me. I was like, hey, why don't you text Knox? Like, does he want to go to a movie tonight? So it's like, those are things that everybody has. But when you didn't have those 12 years, we didn't live together and lived apart, as we went to Alabama and then Florida Atlantic, then here before they moved here. So you just have a different appreciation, I feel like, for it when it's been taken away.
No doubt. Well, Lane, appreciate your time, man. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for sharing your story too, man, because I think it will inspire people, motivate people, especially you talking about being sober, your faith, man. Like, it's been fun to watch you open up and learn, because we all learn. Like, unfortunately, bro, you were learning under a microscope with every single thing you said. I'm glad I didn't have to do that, man, because you grow up a lot along the way.
Yeah, thanks for saying all that, David. I appreciate it, and you've always been awesome, and coming around, and Charlie Weiss, just told me the other week how awesome when you spoke down here when you came, how great it was, impactful. So thank you.
Appreciate you, my man. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you.
See you, brother.